The pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his pneumatic drill, jackhammer, and smashed the house down. The three little wolves managed to escape, but their chinny chin chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. Where did the pig get the jackhammer from? I don't know. But I'd be pretty scared too if somebody came to my house with a jackhammer and started smashing it down. We shall build an even stronger house, they said, because they were very determined. Just then, they saw a truck coming along the road carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. Please, will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars and armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks, they said, to the rhinoceros who was driving the truck. Sure, said the rhinoceros, and he gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains, because he was a generous and kind-hearted rhinoceros. So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt absolutely safe. What do you think is going to happen? Is the pig going to be able to damage it? Let's see. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling along the road as usual. The three little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. And the funny thing is, when you see the picture, you'll see that the garden is made of cement. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house, bolted the door, and locked all 37 padlocks. How many padlocks? 37. The pig dialed the video entrance phone and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. Duh. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. What do you think he brought? He brought some dynamite and laid it against the house, lit the fuse, and what do you think happened after he lit the fuse? The house blew up. The three little wolves just managed to escape with their fluffy tails scorched. Something must be wrong with our building materials, they said. We have to try something different. But what? At that moment, they saw a flamingo coming along, pushing a wheelbarrow full of flowers. Flowers. "Please, will you give us some flowers?" asked the little wolves. "With pleasure," said the flamingo, and he gave them lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. One wall was of marigolds, one of daffodils, one of pink roses and one of cherry blossoms. The ceiling was made of sunflowers, and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in their refrigerator. It was a rather fragile house, and it swayed in the wind. It was very beautiful. Next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the street and saw the house of flowers that the three little wolves had built. What do you think is going to happen? He rang the bluebell at the door and said, "Little frightened wolves, with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said Pig. He always starts by huffing and puffing, so what do you think is going to happen? Their house is made of flowers, and it said it's really fragile, and even sways in the wind. Let's see. But as he took a deep breath, ready to huff and puff, he smelled the soft scent of the flowers. It was fantastic! And because the scent was so lovely, the pig took another breath, and then another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart grew tender, and he realized how horrible he had been. Right then, he decided to become a big good pig. He started to sing and dance the tarantella. At first, the three little wolves were a bit worried. It might be a trick. But soon they realized that the pig had truly changed. So they came running out of the house and started playing games with him. First they played Pig Pog, then Piggy in the Middle. When they were all tired, they invited him into the house. They offered him tea and strawberries and wolfberries, and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted, and they all lived happily together ever after. I hope you enjoyed the story. Kind of put Willet to sleep, but that's okay. My favorite part of that story is definitely the pneumatic drill when he takes down the house of concrete, the jackhammer. So I would love to know what your favorite part is. Right? You can write it down, and when I come back, you can let me know. Or when I come in with Will to visit, you can let us know then. Alright? Again, the title of the story is The Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. Oops, other way around. Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. I'll get really close so that you can see the author. Eugene Trevisan. Okay? If you just put in the title, it should come up. Thank you for reading with us. It's been a pleasure for me. It's been an absolute sleep for Will, and I will send another video soon. Alright? Enjoy the rest of your day.